What's going on, you guys? This is TechHD coming at you with a brand new video, and today, yes, I am on the ground right now, and that's because we're going to be unboxing and reviewing a budget gaming chair. Now, this is from the company Gtracing, and they have offered me their GT901-BLK series chair to review and test out to see how it performs for the price. And we're going to be trying it out. I'm going to be showing you guys how to set it up and all that. We're going to do a quick time lapse, and we're going to talk about all the features, how it is when it comes to comfort and all that. And I even have my DXRACER chair, and that I've been using for almost about 3 years now. And so we're going to compare it to that mainly, see how it performs and what I overall think of it, and if it's really good for the price, or if you guys should invest a little bit more and get a racing chair, like a DXRACER chair or something like that. So let's go ahead and unbox this. Let's see how this is. So now take a look at the packaging of the Gtracing chair. It is nicely well packaged. A good amount of padding, nothing damaged. It comes with everything needed as far as screws go and the Allen wrench. It also comes with the nicely detailed assembly instructions, so getting everything set up is easy and straightforward. So the first thing we need to do is insert the wheels into the bottom of the base. Next, install the gas lift and then the gas lift cover onto the base. Then install the left and right connectors to the seat using the screws and wrench. Once that's done, you'll need to install part of the dust cover onto the connector and cover the screw with the cap. Next, we're going to install the back piece of the chair onto the seat and connectors by lining up the screws and using the wrench provided. After that, we install the other piece of the dust cover and cover the hole with the caps. Next, we're going to flip it over and install both the mechanism and the arms onto the bottom of the seat. In my experience, I would recommend installing these things first before putting on the back piece, because it would just make it easier laying down and not having it be angled. After that's done, we can now place the seat on the gas lift and attach the headrest and lumbar pillow, and you are all done. Now, talking about what you could do with the chair, of course you have the ability to lift the chair up and down. You can also adjust the tilt angle to make it either loose or tight. You also have the ability to recline a whole 170 degrees, which is the most I've ever seen in a chair. There's also the footrest to give you that extra comfort when you're laying all the way back or just when you're sitting down. And finally, you have the adjustable armrest to have it set to the way that you like. You also have the add-on headrest and lumbar for that extra comfort, but it's also optional. Alright, you guys, so the thing that I really want to do is compare the Gtracing chair versus a DXRACER chair. So first off, price point, this is $170, whereas the DXRACER chair I bought about 3 years ago, that one was around $350, so a huge gap as far as price goes. And honestly, there's not that much of a difference, but there are some things that I like on the DXRACER chair that I wish was on the Gtracing chair, and there is some things that's on the Gtracing chair that I wish the DXRACER chair implemented. And so we're going to be talking about the comfort and all of that and some of the features as well. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is comfort. Now, they are both very comfortable. I don't really feel that much of a difference in the long run as well. I've been sitting on this chair for hours editing and gaming and streaming, and same thing goes for the DXRACER chair, and they're both very comfortable. And throughout like many hours, I do get a little bit uncomfortable. It does feel a little bit uncomfortable. I have to move around a little bit, and it goes for both the DXRACER chair and the Gtracing. But I will say that the DXRACER chair overall has a little bit more padding in certain areas that I wish that the Gtracing chair has. One is there's more padding on the back, so it does feel a little bit more comfortable on my back. You can see that there's more padding on the sides, whereas the Gtracing chair doesn't really have that, as well as on the top there's a little bit more padding. On the bottom though, there's a little bit more padding, but this is much more firm, whereas the padding on the Gtracing chair is a lot softer. Now, the major thing that I like about the Gtracing chair is the lumbar pillow. The DXRACER chair is very stiff, whereas the one on the Gtracing chair is a lot softer and it feels a little bit more comfortable. Now, just to show you guys, it is a little bit more softer on the Gtracing chair, but there is more padding on the DXRACER chair, so that is one major thing. And most of the padding is in the front, and that's not where you're really sitting. You're more sitting back here, and you could feel that there's a lot less padding in the middle, so that's one downside. Now, on the back side, you can see that there's not that much cushion, as well as on the top, and it is overall a lot thinner than what the DXRACER chair has. So that's one major thing that I don't like. I wish there was more padding on the back overall. but it is much thinner, and I do feel it being a little bit less comfortable. Whereas on the DXRACER chair, it feels overall more comfortable, and the arms or the wings are more dipped in, where this one is much wider. Now, one of the major things that I love about the GT Racing chair over the DXRACER chair is the lumbar and the headrest. Now, the way that they strap on is really nice. So it straps on, it just clips in, and there's nothing loose or anything like that. This is pretty straightforward, very sturdy, and it's gonna stay on there, and there's nothing loose. So I'm gonna show you guys the DXRACER chair, but if you just want to remove them, they just remove very easily. Unclip them and then clip it back in. Very simple if you want to remove the headrest as well. And so I really like how this one is laid out and set up. Now, as far as the DXRACER chair goes, it does not clip on or anything like that. You actually have to strap this on, and you can see that this piece is loose, or this thing is just hanging around. And so every once in a while, I would need to just re-tighten it a little bit on both sides, just to make sure that it was tight, and then I could easily unloosen it if I want to, and I don't really want that. I want to make sure that it's nice and tightened. And then on the headrest, it doesn't go into the hole or anything like that. It just goes right over, and you could easily just remove it. But it does move around a lot, and I don't like that. I want it to be more secured, like how the GT Racing chair has. So I do like how that one is. Now, the one thing that I really want to talk about that I do not like on the GT Racing chair are their armrests. Now, this thing is so thin and is so uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. Compared to the DXRACER chairs, these feel so much better on an overall better quality. So on the DXRACER chairs, they are much closer to me, and I have the ability to adjust the armrest to move it, go forward and back, as well as I'm able to make it go towards me and turn it away from me, or in the middle, as well as I'm able to lift it up and down. So overall, it's much more versatile for me, and the armrest overall is wider, so it feels a lot more comfortable. So what I could do is I lift it up, turn it to me if I'm going to be typing or anything like that, and have it forward. And this is how my hands are naturally. So whenever I'm typing or anything like that, or if I need to go on the mouse, I can just move this and have it be on the mouse, and it feels much better, and it feels a lot more comfortable. And I can also push it more back depending on how you are. So it just gives me a lot more, it has more features, and it gives me a lot more versatility as far as how I want it to set up. Whereas the GT Racing chair goes, these are much more narrow. They don't offer that much cushion or comfort, and they're much farther apart. And this isn't how my arms are naturally whenever I'm typing or I'm just using a mouse or a keyboard. So that's the major thing. I have no way of moving this forward or back, and I have no way of turning this towards me or away from me. I just have it to go up and down. And even going up and down is very iffy because they don't feel smooth. It feels very sturdy, and I don't like that. So I can't set it to like an appropriate height, which I really don't like. I'm most likely just gonna remove these and just keep it like this, because I don't even use it anyway, because it just doesn't feel good. So like the major thing is it's farther away from me. It doesn't feel natural. I can't turn it or anything like that. I can't push it forward or back, and it's just much more narrow, and there's less cushion, and it just feels a lot less comfortable. Now, there are some things that the GT Racing chair has over the DXRACER chair, and one thing is the footrest. Now, this thing is a personal preference, and I honestly think I was going to use this as often, but it is a lot more comfortable than what I thought it was going to be. So that is one plus. And then the other thing is that I am able to move this all the way back to 170 degrees, whereas the DXRACER chair only stops at like around 145 angle. So it gives me a lot more versatility to how I want to lean back more. And so that's one major thing. The other major thing is that this is $170, whereas the DXRACER chair is $350, and it is still $350 to this date. And like I said, I bought this 3 years ago. So that is one huge thing as far as price point, as far as budget, as far as a budget gaming chair. I really like this. It's still very comfortable, and it's still like I said, I was streaming for many hours, and I was editing for many hours, and I was using this a lot throughout my days, and I've been testing this for weeks now. And overall, if I didn't own a DXRACER chair, I would have not felt anything different as far as just owning a GT Racing chair. But since I've had the DXRACER chair, there are some things that are a little bit different, but overall comfort-wise, they are both really good, and they are offered the same features, a lot of the same features. There are just some minor things different between them two, but overall $170 compared to $350, you wouldn't really tell a difference if you're just sitting down and just gaming or streaming or editing for many hours. They both do the same thing. But overall, for the price, for $170, I really like my GT Racing chair. I honestly think that it's very comfortable, and for those of you guys that want a gaming chair, this will be a good option. And like I said, GT Racing chair has many different options on their website, so I'll have links down in the description below. But overall, this version of it I really like, and of course I compared it to the DXRACER chair. That's like one of the most popular brands. But one thing that you gotta consider is price point. Are you willing to spend the $350, or are you willing to sacrifice some features that the DXRACER chair has and just go with the GT Racing chair? Like I said, if I didn't own the DXRACER chair and I would have bought this first, I wouldn't know the difference, of course. So that's the major thing. Of course, there are some things that I love about the GT Racing chair that I wish was on the DXRACER chair, and of course vice versa. But overall, the GT Racing chair, I'm definitely going to be using this a lot more in the studio. And like I said, I put this to work for weeks streaming and editing. And so if you guys have been in my stream, then you saw that I've been using this chair. And then same thing goes as far as editing. I've been editing multiple hours, a lot of videos, and I even shot this at sometimes in certain videos in my past. So if you guys look at my previous videos, you'll see that this chair, I was sitting on it and I was using it, and overall I really like it. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'll have links down in the description below, as well as everything will be down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so that you guys can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. As always, it's TechHD. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!
Ha ha ha!